The Darkness Outside is a 2022 film written and directed by Ryan Callaway, and we have a cast including Briana Aceti, Ryan Callaway, Hiram Ortiz, Hannah Brahney, and various others, and I apologise if I've mispronounced any of those names. And I read the description on IMDb, and it might be on Letterboxd actually, but the description on IMDb is also very appealing, and I read it and thought that sounds brilliant, that sounds like my kind of film. And I watched it, and it's not good. The performances are okay. The camera works fine. The music is quite good. I quite like the music in this. Credit where it's due. There are some benefits. But in general, there are too many things that don't work very well. And the first thing that I was very disappointed by is the narrative. I don't think it was very well handled. I'll read the description from IMDb because this is what I had going into it and it sounded great. IMDb says, 8-year-old Brianna vanishes from her bedroom without a trace one night. Her Aunt Madeline and others involved in the ensuing search fall into harm's way as the mysterious forces behind Brianna's disappearance are revealed. Sounds absolutely fantastic. Brianna is played by Macy Rubin, and she's probably the only interesting character. She's the only interesting character in this. The rest are very flat, very boring, not very well written at all. As I said, the performances are fine with the material they had to work with, but none of the characters were interesting. I kind of found them a little bit irritating, to be honest. But the narrative itself is not very well handled. It's not interesting in the slightest. It's not dark. It's not suspenseful. There is no horror aspect to this at all. So unfortunately, it doesn't work on any real level. When it comes to horror, obviously, ideally, we'll have a good narrative and some really strong horror aspects. But if we have one of the two, it can still be an okay experience. The narrative could be very weak, but if we had some strong jump scares and powerful horror elements, it could still be an okay experience, but it doesn't tick either of those boxes. And then you throw in some really bland characters and some horrendous lighting. The lighting is really, really bad for the bulk of the film. It's just a really unpleasant experience. And it's a shame because it sounded amazing. The premise I really love. And as the narrative develops, we obviously chip away at what happened. And it's just not an interesting story either. So a lot of potential. I love the concept. Unfortunately, the execution of the narrative is not good. And with pretty much the absence of anything scary happening, it just doesn't have anything to offer. It's a shame because I really like the concept, but unfortunately, The Darkness Outside just did not deliver.